How many times have you sat down at your computer, launched your browser, and realized you can't remember the username and password for a website you're trying to access? I know it's happened to me more times than I'd like to admit, but I'm here today to help you find strategies for creating, remembering, and maintaining your usernames and passwords. Passwords are a huge part of going online, and one of the best ways you can keep your information safe and identity secure is by creating unique and hard-to-crack passwords. I know this can seem like a headache at times, but I want to show you a couple of tricks to creating a good password. The first step is to create a set of rules that you understand. Then pick a base password or use a phrase that's easy for you to remember. Let's use my friend Digital Dottie as an example. Dottie likes to use her dog's name Bella for her password. Sometimes, when websites require a longer password or numbers, she'll use her birthday instead, March 6, 1960. She also changes it up by using a completely random word that no one would ever guess, chicken. Now, all of these passwords are easy for Dottie to remember, but they would also be very easy for a thief or someone looking to take her identity to guess the first two passwords. Now, the password chicken may not be easy to guess, but if a hacker were trying to discover passwords, they would run a simple piece of software that would scan through all the words in the dictionary and could crack this password in a matter of seconds. It would be much better for Dottie to use her own set of rules when creating her passwords. For example, here is a set of rules I have created for Dottie. These rules would only apply to her, and she should keep them private. Rule 1 shows she should substitute a parentheses for the letter I. Rule 2 indicates she should substitute the @ symbol for the letter A. Rule 3 is that she should use the number 3 for the letter E. And her last rule is she will capitalize the first letter of every word she uses. So now her passwords look different and would be harder to hack. If Dottie wants to make her passwords even more secure, she can use phrasing instead of just words. She also makes sure to follow all the same rules in the phrasing. Here are some examples. Bella likes chicken, or March 6th is fun. So now you've learned how to create a good password. How do you keep track of them? Well, that's the tricky part. In a perfect scenario, you'd just learn to remember them and not need to write them down anywhere. But we all know that isn't going to be easy. If you are someone who does a lot of work on the internet and have more than 20 usernames and passwords, I recommend using a program called LastPass to manage all your login information and passwords. You only need to remember one password to access LastPass, and it keeps track of all of your other logins. If you have less than 20 web accounts, you would probably be better off writing your passwords down on paper and keeping them in a safe place. I even had a relative once who kept his internet login information in an old-fashioned Rolodex. That works. However, there are notebooks out there designed specifically for tracking your usernames and passwords. A word of caution though, if you do write them down, keep those usernames and passwords in a safe place so you don't lose them. You shouldn't carry them in your wallet or purse. You should also avoid saving them on a spreadsheet or a file on your computer, because internet hackers are your biggest risk, and they may be able to hack your computer. Your spreadsheet would not be very secure. You also should not allow your web browser or computer to remember your passwords for you. Many of these browsers don't secure your passwords, and if something should happen to your computer, such as it breaks, if it gets a virus, or becomes obsolete, you may not be able to get access to your usernames and passwords. Finally, it's not a good idea to put your login information on sticky notes and stick them on your computer or keyboard, especially if you work in an office or a school, and trust me, I've seen that happen many times. The most common mistake people make with passwords is only using 1 or 2 passwords for every website. If just one of the sites you use gets hacked, the hackers have your password, and now they can try that same password on other sites. So do your best to come up with unique passwords. Thanks for watching today. If you have any questions or would like to learn more about how to get high-speed broadband at your home, contact your local broadband provider and be sure to tune in again for another episode of Tech Tips by Consortia Consulting.